Let us start our meeting for the day. Let us discuss few points real quickly, which I have already cleared, but it will be useful now. The cylinder subjected to internal pressure. Say we have a pipe or cylinder which is open at both the ends, which is having a fluid, running a fluid, which is creating an external pressure over the cylinder surface, and there is no external pressure acting over the outside surface of the cylinder. So what is going on here? Sigma r is equal to, in this case, radial stress is sigma r is equal to P a square by B square minus A square minus 1 by minus B square divided by A square R square itself, where A is the internal diameter of the cylinder and B is the outer diameter of the cylinder, P is the pressure acting inside the cylinder, and R is the radius concerned, where we want to calculate the radial stress itself. If it is equal to A, which is the innermost part of the cylinder, then it will be B square by A square itself. And we have to do A minus B square and by A square, and it will be equal to pressure P will be equal to, and sigma R will be equal to the internal pressure P. And sigma theta P a square by a B square minus A square. P theta is the tangential force at a radius R, is equal to 1 plus B square by R square, where P is acting outside the cylinder, acting from the inside the cylinder, and theta is the tangential stress acting over the radius at a distance R from the center of the axis or axis of revolution. Now, this is the value of radial stress and circumferential stress when the particular uh, particular cylinder is subjected to an internal pressure created from inside itself. Now, if we go for next equation, we are getting another equation where cylindrical cylinder is subject to the external pressure itself, where P is equal to 0 and PB is equal to P. The equation will go for same equation, but equation will take a different shape. PB square minus B square minus A square, 1 minus A square by R square, and PB square B square by A square, 1 minus A square by R square itself. These two equations are the radial stress at a distance R from the axis of revolution, and theta, sigma theta or tangential stress, which is given by this equation at a distance r from the center of the section. We see both are negative, that means both are compressive nature, while the earlier one both are positive, so it was tensile in nature. Now let us go for our subject of discussion. Let us go to 21, 22. Too much problem is going on with the rate today. Now, let us go to the discussion of our part discussion of compressive cylinder. Both these let us go into it further for other features. Now, if the composite cylinder made up of the Yes. Now, stop share. Record starting. Stop share. In the composite cylinder, but now let us discuss the composite cylinder position once again. If the composite cylinder is made up of the same material, is now subject to the internal pressure P. So what is composite cylinder? I'm telling you, there is a cylinder with certain cavity of with certain diameter. Another cylinder with whose external diameter is equal to or slightly more than the outside diameter of the internal diameter of the outer cylinder is pressed and press fit inside this cylinder, and then this type of cylinder, assembled cylinder, is defined as the composite cylinder itself. The material of both the cylinders can be same or it can be different. It is extremely required phenomenon using in the practical case, because if you if you insert another cylinder inside inside the whole of the earlier cylinder, then the total strength of the cylinder assembly is much more than is possible by a single cylinder assembly. So this will be extremely useful for us in case of creating high resistance in pressure, especially in the seagoing vessels, etc. Now, if the composite cylinder made up of the same material, now connected, here we are assuming the composite cylinder made up of the same material. Now, it is subjected to the internal pressure here. Here, this is the outer cylinder. This is the inner core of the outer cylinder. This is the internal cylinder outer, and this is the inner core of the internal cylinder itself. Now, if the cylinder is now subject to internal pressure P, then what happens? The two parts will act as a single unit. So you'll think that there is a single cylinder, not made of two cylinders, but by only one cylinder. And the additional stress induced in the composite can be determined, just as I told you. If there is an internal pressure only, then from the equation number 13 and 14, we'll get the radial stress and the circumferential stress itself. And at the inners of the internal cylinder, the internal pressure P causes a tensile stresses, tangential stresses sigma theta, which is given by equation 14, means we are getting a hell of experience within 5 minutes. The line is going on. Well, let us continue as much as possible. Now, at the inner surface of the inner cylinder, P causes tensile tangential stress sigma theta. So, sigma theta is the circumferential stress, or it is tangential to the surface at a distance r from the center itself. We have got an equation for that, and that is due to the effect of internal pressure P. It is tangential in nature because it is positive. Now, but there is a contact pressure exists between the contact line between the outside of the internal cylinder and the inside of the external cylinder itself. Now, the internal pressure P causes but the contact pressure PC causes at the same point a composite tangential stress sigma 70. Hence, a composite cylinder can support greater internal cylinder. Now, and the inner surface internal pressure, but this you see, there are a contact surface between the internal cylinder and external cylinder that is equal to the more or less the internal surface of the external cylinder itself and equal to the outer surface of the internal cylinder, with the condition that there is some shrinkage allowance is there. But as they are shrink fit, there exists a contact pressure equal to contact PC causes at the same points of a as it points, and it creates a composite tangential force stress. Here, a composite cylinder can support greater internal pressure because than ordinary one. However, there exists in the radial direction a, um, a radial stress which is compressive in nature, and if we have one consider one cylinder which is having only an external pressure only, then it creates a compressive stress over the surface of the particles of the cylinder. If it is a composite cylinder like this, then this compressive stress is uh, reducing to a certain extent the tensile stress created by the internal pressure yourself. That's why a composite cylinder can sustain a much higher amount of internal pressure than the single unique cylinder itself. Now, the internal pressure both will be induced tangential pressure. Now, it is case of radial pressure as well as variable for the case of tangential pressure. And for design purpose, we can choose the shrinkage fit allowance such that the strength of the two cylinders are supposed to be equal itself. So we have to find out what will be the shrinkage allowance which makes the creation of this external and internal pressure equal made by the contact pressure sigma c. So let us proceed as follows. Now, let A and C, this is A and C, be the radius of the internal cylinder, where A is the internal and C is the outer bracket. C is the common radius of the two cylinders at the contact surface when the composite cylinder is experiencing an internal pressure P and the shrink fit pressure PC. So, what you see, A is the internal pressure of the composite cylinder. C is although the outer radius of the inner cylinder, it is also the internal radius of the outer cylinder, and this is creating a composite experience an internal pressure that says if the strength of the two cylinders are supposed to be the same. Now, C is the common radius, and the contact surface at the contact surface when the composite cylinder is experiencing the internal pressure and the shrinkage fit pressure PC. What we are saying is composite pressure, we are having an internal pressure P, in which it produces the existence of some fluid which is creating pressure inside, as well as due to the contact of the external pressure, external cylinder internal pressure at the contact circumference of the circle, we are creating a contact pressure PC due to the interference of these two cylinders. So it is experiencing internal pressure P from the inside, and from the outside is experiencing a external shrink fit pressure P. Now, the strength of the two cylinders are the same. Here we are not existing any external pressure outside the composite cylinder itself. Now, if the cylinder, which means there exists two force stresses, one is acting on this on the joint, the shrink fit joint, and another acting on the inside of the internal cylinder itself. Now, if the strength of the two cylinders are the same, then according to the minimum shear stress theory, sigma 1 minus sigma 3 at the point A of the inner cylinder, say here, at somewhere here, but not on the surface, at the point inner cylinder should be equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 3 at somewhere point here, B, at the outer cylinder. Both A and B are not acting away from the shrinkage, from the line of joints. This is something inside and this is something outside. So, here stress sigma 1 minus sigma 3 at a point B will be maximum, and for external cylinder, sigma 1 sigma 3 at the point P of the outer point will be maximum itself. But these point A and point B are not same, and they are not acting on the line of joints of the two cylinders itself. Sigma 1 and sigma 3 are the maximum and minimum normal stresses, which are respectively equal to theta and theta r. So at point A, due to internal pressure P, so this is what we have decided is sigma 1, sigma 3. It is the maximum or minimum sigma normal stresses, which is especially equal to sigma theta, which is the maximum, and minimum normal stress is sigma r, which is equal to sigma r. It is acting at point A due to the internal pressure equation 13 and B. What you see, we are saying that sigma theta minus sigma r is equal to P B square minus A square by A minus is equal to minus P itself. Because we are putting the, well, if we go through the equation sigma A, just 1 second. Where sigma r is equal to P A square minus P B square, 1 minus B square minus R square. And where we are saying P is the internal pressure and sigma theta, PM minus P square, PA minus PA square minus B square minus A square to 1 plus B square by R square. Well, if you subtract sigma A, sigma theta, R from sigma theta at the point A, which is equal, which will become P multiplied by B square plus A square and minus P equal to minus P equal to 2 into P B square divided by B square minus A square. Because of the significant pressure PC at the same time from 16 to 17, we'll have sigma r theta minus sigma r. Here we are thinking that PC is the external pressure. So we are acting the other external pressure equations, which is given as sigma r equal to minus PB square minus B square minus A square to 1 minus A square by R square, and sigma theta minus PB square B square minus R square to 1 plus A square by R square. At the same time, now, if we say this is the difference, then we got this difference here, PC minus 2 PCC square minus A square. C is the diameter of the outside diameter of the inner cylinder itself. Now, at point B in the outer cylinder, since the composites have the same material as per our assumption, due to the pressure P from 13 and 14, and observing that R is equal to C in these equations, we put R is equal to Now, at the point B of the outer cylinder, since the composites involves the same material due to the presence P from the equation 13 and 14, and observing that R is equal to C in these two equations, say sigma theta minus sigma R P is equal to P multiplied by sigma theta is P. Then P minus A square, P minus C square plus B square, C square minus B square minus A square, and C square minus B square divided by B square minus B square. That is equal to 2 into P, A square, B square, C square, B square minus D square. And at the same point P, due to the external pressure PC from the equation 13 and 14, with internal pressure equal to C and external pressure equal to P, then what will happen? Because in case of PC, we have to put BB here, and C square B square minus B square A square minus C square B square minus B square A square, or 2PC minus B square divided by B square minus A square. The resultant values of sigma r minus sigma theta is B. Therefore, this equation plus this equation itself. So at the point P, we have, due to the effect of P, we are having this thing, and due to the effect of PC, we are having this thing itself. Now, what we are doing, what we have done so far is that at the point P of the outer cylinder itself, composites involved is the composite of the same material. The pressure P from the 1314 and RC, if we put RC is equal to C, what we have seen, RC is equal to C means equal to the outer cylinder. So what will happen? Just a second. Now, say we put R is equal to C, means at the outside of the cylinder, 13 and 14, R is equal to C. Then if you put sigma P, sigma theta and sigma R into P, if we put R is equal to C, then equation will become P A square by B square A square, P into A square by B square A square multiplied by R is equal to C means C square minus B square divided by B square is square, divided by C square is square. So B square minus the C square plus C square minus B square to the power A. It's theta is equal, both are same. Yes, if we put P A square divided by B square minus A square and 1 plus B square by R square. Then if we put C is equal to there, then C square plus B square divided by C square to the right side. If we multiply by C square to B square minus A square to the top to the denominator A square into A square plus C square plus B square, and P will be the same, go outside, and with this radius R will be accordingly A square in the outside, B square minus A square in the bottom, and put C square minus B square divided by C square. Then if we simplify further, this is both the numerators are same here, so the denominator will be this A square C square will cancel by A square C square. So both of this A square plus B square here is also, its minus will become plus A square plus B square. So this is equal to A square plus B square divided by C square B square minus AD. So at the point B, considering the inner, applying the inner equation 14.14 to the inner cylinder, we are getting the difference between sigma theta and sigma R at the point B is equal to this. Now at the same point B, due to that we are considering the external pressure, we are considering the external cylinder, so we are considering the contact pressure PC from 13 and 14 with internal radius equal to C and external radius equal to B, means we are considering the external cylinder, and external cylinder is having the internal radius equal to C, and that the external pressure is equal to P. So in that case, from the same formula 13 and 14, this will take this equation here. We have to put R is equal to C. So for C theta will be again C plus B square, here C square plus B square divided by B square minus A square. Here A is the C in our procedures, here A is the C, not A itself. So C square plus B square plus C square meters, and here C square minus B square in the denominator divided by B square minus C square in the denominator, C square minus B square in the numerator. So again simplifying, we are having the C square is cancelling each other, and B square becomes 2B square. So 2 into PC, B square by minus AC square. So resultant and this one. And so the external pressure B the resultant whole values of sigma theta and sigma R at B at this therefore will be the summation of these two value itself. So 2B A square B square minus C square plus B square minus A square B square by C square multiplied by B square minus A square, 2PC B square divided by B square minus C square. For the equal strength, equating 2820 for equal strength and equating these two, this P and C and P and C, this equation will reduce 28 and 29. Just 1 second. resultant is similar at A, this 28, at B is this. At A, it is like this. Resultant result vector from C at A, that is 2 minus 2 pc square and plus 2 pc square and 28. So resultant will be this plus this minus this. So now this is the 28 equation, this is 29 equation. Now, if we equate them to as per our theory, this equation will become PC and keep both PC at the left side of the equal to sign and P is the left side of the equal to sign. The equation becomes this will take this particular shape, which is the 30C. Now, the slip fitting pressure PC is related to the negative allowance sigma through 27 equation, and this value of delta is thus required of now of equal strength. That is required for equal strength because our motto is to keep this equal, make it equal strength. Then substituting PC from 27, PC from equation 27 itself. I've already introduced it in my earlier classes. So you are replacing the PC in 27, and if it is value sigma that is required now for equal strength, since substituting for PC 27, then this equation for PC will put it here multiplied by this T stress equal to P into B square x, right hand side of the equation, remember that is it. So delta E, what we are doing, delta E by C square, this after further simplification, this side will take this term 2 B square C square minus 2 minus B square S square minus C to the power 4 divided by B square S square. And left hand side after simplification will take a sum of this type of formation itself. And thus you see delta is given by 2 into P divided by this equation will go up and this portion, this and this will go up here and cancelling this square is cancelling it, make it C. So this is just B C and C square and B square is cancelling each other here. So this equation becomes here and here numerator, here the numerator itself. Plus delta, you got the value of delta like this. Also from equation C, PC becomes equal to P. If you want to calculate the value of PC separately here, the PC will take the form in the value of this, and the value of sigma theta is either A or at B from equation 20 to 31. Either A or at B from the equation 30 form. That is sigma theta and sigma theta both the cases. Then we put the value of P here, PC here, and put the value of P. So this is getting these equations in this are taking this particular form, P minus 2B square by B square minus A square. Therefore, for composite cylinders, the composite made of the same material, in order to have equal strength according to the shear force theory, sink fit allowance delta that is necessarily is given between by equation 31A, and that depends on the difference between the sink fit allowance that is sigma that necessary is given by 31/7. This depends on the internal pressure P. Further, delta depends on the difference between the external pressure, external radius. External radius of the inner cylinder and internal radius of the jacket or outer cylinder. In other words, it depends on A plus and C plus itself. A plus and C minus itself, with A, B, and P fixed. again. The outer cylinder. In other words, depends on C plus and C minus itself. C plus and C minus itself with ABP. With A, B, and P fixed, where A, B, and P is fixed. One can determine the optimal value of C for maximum sigma theta and sigma r at A and B. From the last equation, that means equation number 32, the minimum value of sigma theta minus sigma r is obtained when the denominator of the second expression within the square bracket is the maximum. That is when D is the maximum, when D is equal to B square minus C square plus C square minus A square minus A square. A square divided by C square minus A square. So what we are having, the minimum value is obtained. The denominator of the second expression is within the square bracket the maximum. Means this will be minimum, but denominator is result of in the denominator is maximum. Only then it will be minimum itself. That is D. When D is the maximum, where D is equal to B square plus C square minus D square, as shown in the earlier principle. So now we have to differentiate D with respect to C, and equating the differential to 0, we'll have an equation of this formation like this. We are differentiating both sides by it with respect to C itself. So after differentiation, this portion will take 2C B square divided by B square minus C square to the power 2. And here C square will be 2C plus C square minus A square minus 2C cube divided by C square minus A square itself, whole square by 2. So simplifying again, we'll get C is equal to square root of A into B. Corresponding value of sigma theta and sigma r from is now given if we put the value of C is equal to sigma r minus sigma theta maximum P into 2 B square by B square minus A square. So 1 minus 1 by B square minus B square minus A square plus AB A square A into B minus A. Thus, P is equal to it corresponds to the sigma alpha. If we put the value of P, will become P 2 into B square divided by B square minus A square multiplied by within bracket 1 minus B minus A divided by 2B, and sigma by R, sigma theta minus sigma R minimum is equal to P into B divided by B minus A is equal to 33. And also the optimum value of sigma is given from the equation C optimal 1 by E PC minus P by E for square root of AB itself. What is the problem? Let us go through one problem for the remaining part of the time, our time. What is given in the problem? A compound cylinder made of copper inner tube of radius say A is equal to 10 centimeter and C outer centimeter is 20 centimeter, and spring fitted delta is equal to 0. Spring fitted delta is equal to 0. Made a steel jacket of external radius B. Inside the cylinder external radius B. If the compound cylinder is subject to internal pressure say 1500 kgf per centimeter square or 147 009 kPa, or determine that contact pressure PC and the value of sigma R and sigma C at the inner and extreme inner and external points of the inside cylinder and of the jacket itself respectively. So sigma should be calculated at the inner point of the internal cylinder and at the external point of the outer cylinder. Use the what will be the diagram given is Young's modulus of the steel itself. Young's modulus of copper is given. Your nu is given as 0.3. For steel is equal to 0.3, and nu for copper is equal to 0.34. Means this is the coefficient of lateral expansion. What will be the solution? Now, annual shrink fit allowance is 0. So there is no shrink fit allowance. So there's we got an equation from it. The initial contact pressure is also 0. When the composite is subject to an external pressure P, the increase in external radius of the copper cylinder under P and contact pressure with and a contact pressure PC should be equal to the increase in the internal radius of the jacket under the contact pressure PC. So it is not creating any allowance, any no allowance is given, and internal pressure, contact pressure is 0. There is no contact pressure PC. But when the composite cylinder pressure P, the radius of the copper cylinder under this pressure will create contact pressure PC. So there is no shrinkage pressure, only the contact pressure is created due to the presence of the pressure inside the copper cylinder. Now, it is supposed to be equal in the internal ratio of the jacket, internal radius of the jacket under the contact pressure PC. And now, we know sigma R and at R, sigma R the P and the effect of P, displacement or increase in radius due to the effect of P, and sigma R UR due to the presence of PC at R is equal to C for copper is equal to sigma radius into PC at R is equal to C. Now, what happened? The copper cylinder from equation 10, what we heard, the 1 plus VU divided by ECU is Young's modulus of copper, 1 minus VU, the displacement of that is the coefficient of lateral expansion is equal to VCU into PSS square, C by C square A square, and 1 plus VU plus same copper, that's A square minus C square divided by C into P into A square. So UPC will be given by this equation. UP is given by this, UP is given by the equation only. There is a minus here, and PC is C square divided by C square A square, and there is a minus, and this is C square minus A square same. So total will be this equation minus this equation itself. So by keeping it in one side, for steel jacket, it is C square minus 1 minus VU plus A square plus 1 plus VU. For steel jacket, what we are getting UPC into 1 minus VST by CST into PC to the C to the power Q equal to V square minus A square plus 1 plus VST by EST. What we are showing, what will be the displacement of PC? This is the same equations we are using, but we are using the Poisson's ratio for steel here and Poisson's ratio for steel here, and Young's modulus of steel here, Young's modulus of steel here, and dimensions of C and P I have in the respective terms. So this is reduced to PC into C divided by E is Young's modulus of steel multiplied by P minus C, B square minus C square, C square 1 minus GST plus P square 1 plus GST. So it will further reduce to P is equal to 2 into P equal